Welcome and good day, everyone. Welcome to Fierce Friday, this Friday, February 26th, 2021. My name is Rebecca Johns, and I am happy to MC this conversation today, coming to you from my phone. So I apologize if I get calls in. You may see me pop off camera there. Forgive me. It is my joy to welcome you and my colleagues on the council to today's conversation. If you are a brand partner with Purium Health Products, go ahead and drop a one for me. Let's see who's in the house today. Drop a one. And if you're a consumer with Purium Health Products, drop a two. You're not a brand partner, but you totally love organic, non-GMO superfoods that are shipped to your door, that are bioavailable and are yummy and make your body do fabulous things. Drop a two. And if you are neither of those things and you're just here to check us out and get some cool information, hey, my friend, drop a three. Drop a three. If you're just like, I'm just here to peep y'all out and learn, drop a three, because all are welcome. We are the Million Mom Movement. We are a grassroots organization formed to raise awareness, give information and education, and inspire and mobilize our constituents, which is us on the council and all of you in the field, to be conscious consumers, to be aware and awake as we make choices day to day with how we live and what we choose, and specifically how we vote with our dollars. It is our spending capital that is the blood to any company staying alive. And we believe that you're entitled to have the knowledge in your hands and in your minds to educate yourself and your family to live your best life through your lifestyle. And we also believe that one of the best ways to do that is by using Purium Health Products. These are organic, non-GMO superfoods that allow your body to come into an alkaline state. And that is where healing begins, right? We optimize the cellular function through nutrition. We say that genetics may load the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. And you can totally have a loaded gun in your dresser drawer and never use it too. So we are out to inspire and educate, but we also believe in wealth sovereignty. And Purium Health Products is our partner in bringing business opportunity to the field so that people can earn an honest income, if you will, an authentic income, one where they feel good about the difference they make and they feel good about the income they earn. Purium Health Products offers that brand partnership, and the Million Mom Movement has actually an offer for a scholarship for you to receive that business with some of the foods at no cost. And we'll be talking about that later in the hour. For right now, I want to say welcome to all of my sisters in the Million Mom Movement Council, beginning with a big welcome back and aloha to Stephanie Dawn, our fierce and fearless leader, chairperson extraordinaire. Welcome back, Steph. We're going to be hearing from her in just a few minutes. But all of my sisters on the council, we're missing Jody Parker today. She's handling some family affairs. But if you're on the council, drop a big capital C. Would you please let the community know that you are here and that you are part of our council of mamas who care. Thank you so much. Fierce Friday is the brainchild of Stephanie Dawn. We've been doing these for over a year now. These weekly roundtables are an opportunity for the council to bring our knowledge through our experiences, experts who come to the table. We've got a great conversation in particular today with one of our very own brand partners who's a man on a mission, a dad on a mission, and he's going to be sharing his story of not just the impact of the organic superfood lifestyle for him and his family, but the economic opportunity that he has gained from affiliating with the Million Mom Movement and Purium Health Products. So please stick around for the entire hour. We have so much to share with you. First, though, I would love if Stephanie Dawn took the microphone in her big return to say welcome back and then her thoughts. Steph, welcome home, babe.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be back. I thought of you all so much while I was away. It was really hard for me to like take the hands off the wheel, but I did. And I'm back. I'm healthy. I'm well. It's ironic that Troy Casey is being interviewed today because it was actually Troy who got me on the path to really to think about fasting. I think Troy, way back when at convention, you mentioned dry fasting, which I wasn't prepared to do, but water fasting, I was prepared to do. And so I've just come back from a 21-day water fast in Costa Rica. And I'm happy to say that it was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. And it wasn't easy though. And if you want to learn more about what I experienced, you can go to my personal profile and watch the video that I just did a couple days ago. But it was absolutely life altering, and I intend to do a lot more of it. And so yeah, so for those of you that were praying, that were holding the light for me, thank you. You were felt. And I really want to acknowledge the council and Rachel Quayle, because I'm blown away by how much you all stepped up while I was gone and what I'm learning about what you've created and what you have planned for March. I'm overjoyed. So bless you all. Thank you so much. I couldn't, I really, being a part of this community and being surrounded by you all, it gives me life. It gives me life. And so I'm so grateful for what we're up to here and all that we're doing together in community. And I send my love to all of you. Thank you so much.
Brilliant. Drop an emoji down in those chat comments to bless Stephanie, would you please? Thank you for your trust, Stephanie. You empowered us in your absence, and we felt it. So great things happened while you were gone. Great things are coming. And we have one of our sisters that's going to talk specifically about something that has weighed heavily on the mind and the heart of the council for a very long time. I just want to see if she is on the call. Is Nayeva on with us? I'm not seeing that. Okay, I'm not seeing Nayeva, so I'm just gonna speak, unless Stephanie, you'd like to speak about glyphosate in the petition. You're
Oh,
welcome to. Otherwise, I'm
are you
happy to.
kidding me? It's one of my favorite topics.
I thought you might like that.
It's why Fierce Friday was started. So, a year ago, we were a very small council, Naeva Jody and I, and Rachel Quayle was our operations manager. Uh, when I saw what we had here in terms of the issues that we were all facing with biomedic and glyphosate poisoning, I knew that I had to do more as the chair of the Million Mile Movement. And so I started Fierce Friday as a way to gather us all together and talk about the toxins in our food. Because I don't know about you, but it's something that angers me to this day. And, I've been an activist for a long time. And what we used to say back in the day when I was fighting to save, the old growth trees of British Columbia, et cetera, the Amazon, was don't get angry, get organized. So that's what we've done here with the Million Mile Movement. We've gotten organized. And we started off doing a letter writing campaign, and that switched to a petition when we realized that some of us were forgetting to write the letters. That's kind of like the old way of doing things. So we got up to speed with ipetition.com, I think it is. And if one of you all could put the petition link in the comments, I'd really appreciate that. But basically, we're asking General Mills to get the glyphosate out of their products. They're essentially selling moms, dads, caregivers, grandparents toxic food. They're profiting in the billions annually. It's unacceptable to me. It's unacceptable. So here we are as the Million Mile Movement to take action, to share what we know, and to cause a ripple effect until we are a million and multi-million strong. That's my commitment as the chair of the Million Mile Movement. And I hope you'll get behind me in sharing this petition on the social networks and inviting your friends to get on board with General Mills to stop selling us toxic food. So that's what the petition is about. Thank you so much for the opportunity to talk about it.
Absolutely. Now you see why she's in charge. So you'll notice in the petition, which I just dropped the link in the comments, you can take that, you can go out, share it with all your peeps, sign it yourself. When we get to 1,000 signatures, we're going to start all over again and get our next set of 1,000. But you'll notice in the language, we've not just made the request that General Mills create an alternative to the chemical warfare in the food, but we've also invited them to get into a dialogue with us. What would it look like if the Million Mom movement, if Purium, if Dave and Amy, if all of us could be a voice and an interactive partnership to these large companies who are entitled to make money? I don't think any of us here is allergic to cash. Okay. So we're all for the prosperity part, but not at the price of people, not at the price of animals, not at the price of our earth and our resources. So we want change, and we want partnerships and collaboration that drive that change, which is why all y'all are here, because this is where it happens, is in partnership. So part of being a partner in this movement, and part of how you get your voice and your say in the world to drive that change, is by joining us as a brand partner through the Million Mom movement with Purium Health Products. So we, as I mentioned, have a scholarship program for people who are not able to, for themselves, finance the investment of the business and the superfoods. They have an opportunity to apply and be met and interviewed and go through a process, and possibly for themselves receive the scholarship. So I would love if my sister in Canada, Taz Ferreira, spoke to us about the scholarship program, and we will drop a link to that in the chat as well. Take it away, my sister.
Thank you, Rebecca. Okay, so that's the perfect segue, partnership and change. And what we've been noticing is a lot of families in low economic households, they tell us the situations of, they can't afford organic foods. So we have a solution for them. Okay, I will share my screen to show you guys where to actually go. So we have this scholarship program, okay? If you go to the millionmommovement.info, outreach and scholarship, here we have all the details about the scholarship. You will receive a launch pack, which is valued at $199, okay? You get the business for free. So this is a way to empower you. At the same time, you are given the superfoods for 3 months. So this is a change that we're doing. Before we had 6 months, now we've reduced it to 3 months. And this is going to get you as fast as possible into our pay plan. And we have the best pay plan ever. So how to get started is, it's families in the US and Canada. We give you the business for free. We give you over 1,250 of Purium superfoods. And you reach out to your Diamond upline and you fill out this. There's an essay to write and there's a video, because we would love to see you and get to know what you're all about. So you send this to us and then we will get back to you. We pick 4 people a month. And that's how you get started. It's that easy. So you get the superfoods and the business included, and mentorship and community and support.
So brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing about that, Taz. And to speak to the change, we had given this the business kit along with 6 months of food in the past, and scholarship recipients ran their business kind of like any other brand partner would. And we were seeing that didn't necessarily serve the scholarship recipient. So what we did, because this wasn't meant to be a food charity, if you will, although we want the food to be very philanthropically given and with all the hearts of the company. Dave and Amy every month have given away these scholarships, right? But what we want is to create effective entrepreneurs. We don't want you to need to be receiving the food. We want to help you in your first 90 days become effective business people. We wanted to give you that launch kit and the 90 days of food. But now there'll be a manual soon that you'll be getting to run your business. There is a customized training call for scholarship recipients every month. They have opportunities for mentorship, specifically in a group on Facebook for scholarship recipients. There's a lot more that we want to enrich that first 90 days with, so that by day 91, you have a viable business, you've developed yourself, and you have a business that pays for you to get those foods for free. So our goal is really development and making sure that your first 90 days in the business are rich and rewarding. So thank you for those of you who have submitted your application, and please get the word out. We want to look, who walks around saying we want to give money away? Dave and Amy are like, look, we want to give money away. So help them give this money away to the right people. If you've got people in your life or yourself on this call, if you're not already a brand partner and you'd be interested, go to the link, go through the process, and let's get to know you. You may be the next recipient of that scholarship. The business changes lives. It changes lives. To have economic empowerment from your living room in a time like this where many of us need to be home anyway with our children, the world's dealing with circumstances that make us have to be creative. And listen, the best of millionaires will tell you it's multiple streams of income. So even if you're not dealing with some adverse condition, an additional stream of income while you make an impact positively in the world and eat these delicious foods, that's something many people are interested in. So that life-changing opportunity is something that we have a special person on the line today with. And you can see the comments in the thread there from people who've either received the scholarship or are just brand partners who've had an impact with the business in their lives. But Carmela Velarde, our council sister, is going to interview our special guest today, who has his own story about the health and wealth sovereignty that has been gleaned in his life as a man on the mission. So Carmela, why don't I turn it over to you to take it away?
Thank you, Rebecca. So I can confidently say that I'm super fired up to introduce to you this brother in arms on this mission with me since the very first year that I came into Purium. So when I had first come into Purium, it was in 2014, March, that is, and I attended the summer convention in 2014. And at that time it was a diamond, and at that time he was a green diamond. See, I remember this, Troy. And taking us back, because I really feel like when you enter a community and you are a community leader, understanding the movement that we have at hand to do the work that we do, to create this new earth, to create a focus on planet purpose and prosperity, I just can't think of a better person to share this topic, which is being a dad and man on a mission, than my dear friend, Troy Casey. So he's interviewed me a few times. So I get to interview you here to my community. And I'm super excited. So welcome, Troy.
Thank you for having me, Carmela. I'm honored to be here. And I love the Million Moms movement since day one.
I know you do. When we shared with your team, you really wanted me to highlight this, Troy. So thank you so much for bringing it to your community, which you are growing fiercely and fearlessly. So I wanted to just dive right in, because for those of you who do not know this man, he, prior to coming into Purium, I'd love for him to just give a little bit of context so that you see where he's come from and then where he's now achieved and has recently gained an acclaim in our company. So I'm going to take you through a little bit of a journey through his story, and really having it start out with how, when you become a community member here, you can find some of the most impeccable people who want to align with you. And so from afar, even, he's across line and he's across the country, but you follow. And we do want to actively follow others in our community. So Troy, what I really did align with you in the past from was your commitment to self-love, self-care, self-transformation, and all natural things that would shift a person. So share a little bit of your background first so people get to know you.
Okay. Jesus, where do I start? Well, I had a bunch of digestive issues. Sorry, somebody was calling me. I had a bunch of digestive issues. And, after years of study and trying to understand myself on this planet, I realized there's two forces and that your curse is your gift. And I studied fasting and juicing and internal purification. I was in the fashion industry and I was a Versace model, and I wanted to learn how to take care of myself how I looked and felt in front of the camera. And so I got into fasting and juice fasting. This was 32 years ago. I studied herbs, basic herbology. Then I worked with an herbal company in the Amazon, which was also network marketing. And I really enjoyed the experience with that. And they were also on a mission. Things didn't work out so well in business after 22 years. And so I have a lot of respect for business. And when Purium presented itself, actually, I met David Sandoval at Agape International Spiritual Center in the parking lot, and he had a booth there, and he was the only guy in there. And it was in cans and packaging and branding that wasn't what we have today. And that was like 2008, maybe even 2010. And I had known of him through one of his other friends, one of our mutual friends, a model that he used to help. And the timing was just right. Michael Mazes, introduced the product line to me, and I really enjoyed. They brought David Litt on as a marketing director and created the gift card marketing system. And I had studied enough business and been in business to know that there had to be certain markers for it. I also toured the organic factory and was very impressed with everything. And I just got a big yes, got in the trenches, got up to Green Diamond by the time I saw you. Yeah. Actually, I didn't do anything. I made a handful of strategic phone calls in my first couple of months. Once I saw David Litt and the factory and the manufacturing facility and heard Dave and Amy speak, I said yes to the business, but I only made a handful of calls. And because I was in network marketing, there were strategic calls, people that wanted to be in business with me. And we're involved in Europe, in the UK, our products are distributed there. So actually my number one call went out to one of my health practitioner friends, and he said yes to it. And the system was not completely dysfunctional, but it was a 15-year-old website and different countries in the EU. He said yes to me, and I hadn't really paid attention to my volume. And Christopher Taylor called me up and said, "Hey, you're almost executive." And I hadn't done much, but made those few strategic phone calls and promoted the product a little bit. And I had some good, solid, I had a little business going. And so I paid attention, got in the trenches, got to Green Diamond, I think the month I met you at Summit. And the next month I went Blue Diamond, took that up for a ride, and went Black and Red the following year. Had some hiccups with the Europe, and didn't reach my goals as soon as I wanted to. And but I was committed to everything that I was doing. And I was committed to everything I was doing. And I used all the technology, all the network marketing technology, all the business side of it, because the health side of it, I was already hooked. I've been juicing for 32 years. And so I developed myself spiritually and in business through this company, through this. It's a breeding grounds for your own development. And I think consistency is the key to professionalism, discipline and consistency. I don't think in terms of discipline. I just keep showing up and I keep just doing something. Even with my exercise program, I'll go for a walk or an ice bath just to get something done every day. And so I do that with my business, and it seems to be paying off really well.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit more, Troy. I really, really appreciate you laying the groundwork of how it started out for you and where you see that. To me, your story so far that you've shared was so long ago compared to where you've come. And I really want to acknowledge you because, I really admire your journey. So that first part of you coming into the business and just even sparking into the green and then getting into Europe, I recall you having the difficulties and then voicing it to me and just wanting to be an integral part of helping the company grow and understand what they could do better, right? So you wanted to be infrastructure even, and that's the leadership that I saw in you initially when we were discussing it at the convention. And just know all brand partners have this incredible partnership with our company. That's the beauty. They're listening to the field because the field is what drives our business. We need the field. So I want to highlight right now and have you talk on this topic of being the brand. So many people here in the Million Mom movement, those that are already brand partners, they have a big question in their heads, like, how do we embody and lead with the Million Mom movement? How do we lead with a movement? And I find that you're so activism focused. You always are talking about clean air, clean water, clean soil. So can you merge that and provide a little insight how you do it and what sparks your fire there?
Yes, my prime directive, as should be all human beings, nature's first law is self-preservation. My prime directive is to make sure that I'm functional, happy, healthy, and I require food for that. I require clean food for that. And so, there's a little bit of selfishness involved in it, but also nature's first law is self-preservation. We want to protect our gene pool as well. It's programmed into our biology. And so we can never forget that when we're living in the third dimension. So, I'm spiritually motivated to be successful in business. My activism is just, it goes to me, it's not activism. It's what's right. It's just what's right. What all people should do is stand up for the commons of the people, the air, the water, and the soil. And that's the truth. And that's the truth.
So you're talking about prudence here, Troy, a tenet of community building, prudence. So thank you so much for sharing like this emotion connected to this, because I find all the things that you're driving through your action, is from your understanding of prudence.
What I wanted to say, I wanted to finish that, is that basically my prime directive is to be myself, and myself needs clean water. Myself needs clean food. I need a non-stressful environment to proliferate and express myself. So for that prime reason, I'm here to, stand up for the food and to make sure that the food, and we're all one or none. So if my brother and sister in Iraq or Syria or Libya, they don't have it, then eventually that's going to come home to us through geopolitics or some other kind of economic warfare with trade deals. It's all coming, home to roost. So all one or none. I'm here to take care of myself, and ultimately I have to take care of my brother and sisters, or I can't take care of myself.
Yes, yes. And so how does that translate to your daily action in sharing what you do?
I wake up, kick ass, take names, and that's it. Every day. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. I tried so many things to try and fit in, to get along and do all this other stuff. When I finally let go, it was just myself. And I do believe that everyone has their gifts in there, and we're moving towards the gift economy. So it's a good idea you start understanding what you love to do, what your effortless genius is, and start giving your gift as service to your own family and community. But you can't give what you don't have, so you better take care of yourself first and foremost.
I love all the comments that are coming through from the community. Amen. And absolutely. I think that without that message first of self-love, self-preservation, self-care first, you can't serve. So,
well, let me ask you a question. Because we're on a mom's conversation.
Yes.
How effective are you if you sacrifice yourself and your health and your energy? And how effective are you for leading the family then? But this is what happens with the mommy martyrdom. We have an economy that's encroached on us, that's played with the money, and now two people need to be in the workforce. Right. We were sold other ideas about that. But I know personally, because I played Mr. Mom, the children want to be with the mom, and the mom wants to be with the children. And we don't have that provided in our atmosphere. So all roads lead to Purium. You could be home with your kids, with your girlfriends, and kill it in business. Right? Very simple. So we're creating an avenue, and you can discover your gifts and who you are and start to give them as we transition into the next economy. The next evolution of money it's not going to stay the same. We're dropping bombs on people to put oil in our cars so we can drive around. That's our economy. It's all based on the petrodollar. That's got to change. It's got to evolve. And you got to understand who you are and what your divinity is, because we all have gifts. We're all children of God. And here's a newsflash. We're also self-healing mechanisms, right? All knowing self-healing mechanisms. I had some acupuncture done the other day. I got a little he was a commando acupuncture guy. He does like bloodletting. Anyways, my body will heal itself. You see that? I'm a 55-year-old man. That's going to heal itself. The body is an all-knowing self-healing mechanism when you provide the atmosphere for it. The beautiful lady before was talking about genetics and the trigger. What's the trigger? Epigenetics is the trigger. Genetics is the gun, right? So how you express your genetics is how your body is able to heal itself. And so the body automatically heals itself. You're self-knowing, you're all-knowing. You are the sum total of the all. And it's time to come to the realization of that. And you're connected to everything. You're connected to the all. And this company is just a direct representation of it. And hey, here's a newsflash. If we're ascending into the next level of human consciousness and go to the fifth dimension or whatever, that's represented with light. And if you know anything about neutrinos from the central sun and biophotons, that's represented with light. And the Purium products are filled with biophotons. It's liquid sunshine. So it's representative of the light. And if we are to make it on this planet, then the light's coming on the planet. And that's what all the astrology says. And if that's the case, then companies like Purium are starting to proliferate, and businesses like mine, which was almost murder trying to help people get better sleep and drink water and stuff like that, is now becoming super easy, super fun, super lucrative. And it's like everybody's joining in, and it's like, yeah, peace on earth is getting ready to come. And Purium's just a great vehicle to exercise that. And now it's being so popular all over the internet because people are making videos of it. So it's just being fun. It's like business is now like being shooting fish in the barrel. And so, and not to mention anything in life, you know, I've learned if you just turn it into like gaming technology and you're like, play to win, let me up level. Right? Just play anything like a game. Let me get better in my relationships. Let me get better in my parenting. Look no further than your parenting than your own self-love and your own sleep and your own caffeine usage, right? So go back down to the bedrock. To heal the outside, you got to heal the inside. And what better way to do that than to build with Purium? It's so fun. And I love that the Million Moms movement has the scholarship. How beautiful is that? And thank you, Stephanie Dawn, for stepping up to the plate and, you know, taking it over for Amy, because it's a lot of work. And you guys are building structure into it, which it needs structure, right? We can't just be giving free food away. It's like, no, we're here to empower you. Jump into the business. We're gonna cheerlead you all the way to your greatness. Yay! And you're gonna get healthy in the meantime. Yay! And all your friends and family are gonna get healthy. Yay! You're gonna make a boatload of money, and then the economy is gonna shift. So make the money as fast as you can.
Oh, I love it. Wow. Yes, we're with you, Joy. We are with you. We feel
We're
you.
winning. We're
We're
winning.
winning.
Yes, we're winning. Turn off your television. Come out here. We're in Sedona, Arizona. We're winning. We're winning. Yes, we're winning. Everybody on planet Earth is winning. Get that in your mind. We're winning, and just go out and spread that message. And you got a bunch of stuff that'll make them feel like they're winning when they do the 30-day transformation, or they drink the liquid sunshine every day, or they chuck the aminos down their neck.
Thank you. So, okay, so great. We are so happy to have you share this message with us and live in the group. And I want to take it to your family. So tell us about how you as a dad on a mission. I love watching you with your children. I do. I've watched them since they were young and you started out in social media. And now, like, talk to me about your communication with them, about your mission and how they're a part of it.
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, my children are developing into beautiful human beings. I mean, it has to be my guidance and parameters for them to express their already genius divinity, right? And they're already there. And so I've done my best to kind of provide that, while social media and digital communications is so addicting and enticing. And they went to Waldorf and had a zero media policy, and then lockdown happened and they were on Zoom for 6 hours. It was nuts. And so dealing through all that and trying to get them off that while I'm building an empire on the internet. You know, I have to be very honest with them. And this is adult activity. It's like adult language, right? There's certain things adults do, and when you're a child, you don't do, right? So clarifying that. And I'm the first one to admit my mistakes. And I come from a little abuse. So it's been my life's goal to heal all that, so I don't translate that to little people, and that's working out good too. And then they seen me go up and down in business.
Yeah.
Tears of boo-hoo and tears of joy, right? They've seen it all. And so they know that the human condition is real. That's all I really try and teach them. They're going to have to make their own decisions eventually. And then they've served green juice with me. They come to my events and they hand out cups and they do everything. And they've been doing that from day one. And yeah, kids are great and they're totally exposed to my business. And I want to let them be kids as much as possible, but I tell them, you know, you're going to have to make your own money. And yeah, I don't know. I think I'm rambling about my kids. I love my kids.
Well, I did want to highlight that you are a dad too, and you branded with them on camera. And I just love that that was an experience that you allowed us all to be in your world with them. And also, I wanted to talk about.
Well,
you know,
let's clarify, because
Okay.
Athena's not on TikTok, although she'd like to be. But yeah, we're not doing any of the social media, but they've been on mine, and
Yes,
it is
sure.
quite endearing. And when they do go, they're going to the stars. Like Athena is a superstar. So when we do give her permission for that, that's going to be funny to watch.
Yes, absolutely. What was I going to say? Yes, involving your children. So being on the mission in the Million Mom movement, we're a movement of many. So we want to inspire dads too, dads, caretakers, all across the board to be a part of the movement where we're making an impact to our global community and how we can do that better.
This is an equal opportunity Million Moms movement.
Yes, absolutely. Equality for all. And yes, so as far as you now coming from this space of growing through the ranks, experiencing so much joy and transformation with the people who you clearly have impacted so many. You
got to throw the pain in there. You got to throw the pain in there, though.
There's a lot of yeah, not without the pain. And I have been talking to you regularly to witness that too. So. Yeah. And then now to 3-star, right? So congratulations on that. That's a huge accomplishment. And I know that you have been very. This is what I wanted to talk about. You have been very public also about your relationship, your conscious relationship that you brought to the table. I mean, you're very transparent, so it's easy for me to talk about these things because you're out there. How has she then and your family, seen this success rate, like this rise for you through your family, and because they've been with you through it all, it seems.
Yeah. So this is a good lesson to talk about the shadow, right? So when you or somebody around you starts reaching out of the bucket of wherever you are, it's like crabs in a bucket. The other crabs drag them down. The potential for self-sabotage, because our limbic system is wired to do things the way we've always done them, right? So I would say that the success has brought up some self-sabotage in certain areas. And we've had to grow together through that. So yes. Self-sabotage is clear, and you see this with NBA players or guys coming out of the hood, and they bring their homies and they get in trouble and they get arrested. And so, so you have to watch your own self-sabotage and then external self-sabotage. As you start to go up in business, you'll naturally get rid of people that are vibrating at a lower level. And those people can also drag you down. So it's good to recognize it. And because it's wired to the limbic system, this is normal. It's not like people are out there, criminally minded. It has to do with our conditioning. Study hypnosis, study the way the human mind works, really, to unwind this. It's basically everything that I teach, which is finding your own divinity and just being yourself and coming back to that instead of self-sabotage is built into our being and who we are. So watch that. Does that answer your question, or did that go total curveball sideways?
It's very personal answer, and I didn't know you were going to go there, but that is, you coming publicly, sharing your experience about your relationship, and then how she and the family have been there through your.
But let me just say this, because I don't want to leave her hanging.
Okay.
And I love my wife, and we're still trying to figure ourselves out. But it was funny that we had challenges around money, and then when I gave all of the money to the family and we had it all, that there was still unhappiness. So, but to give my wife, Yuri Lee, a lot of credit. I mean, whatever she's going through, she does amazing hypnosis for my team. And you guys all can come on if you want. It's the first Sunday of every month. And she does beautiful work. I think in her heart, she wants to do good. I think she's just struggling with a little bit of this stuff. She was used to working in the fashion industry and being so tough as nails and getting stuff done. And when I had the success and she didn't have that anymore, I think that stress needed to be unwound. And I don't think it's really as much of a personal thing as it's a cultural conditional thing. And it's layered, it's nuanced and layered. It's spiritual, it's mental, it's emotional. It's layered. It's in there with the central banking and the fiat currencies and why women have to work into the workforce. And my mother didn't work till 1979. Women's lib started in 73. Gloria Steinem worked with the CIA. This is engineered, but it's subversive. So people don't really look at that. But how do you divide and conquer is the oldest trick in the book. And if you divide the people at the family level, again, my mother did not start working until 1979, and she had a couple hobby jobs. Now it's set in her 70s. She's got to work every day of her life because the housing crisis took away 2 of her houses. Right? So look, I'm not here to complain or victim at all. 100%. We are powerful beings, so we can rise above this. But these are the potential pitfalls of our own success, right? Our fear of success, fear of failure. And I've achieved some success in my life, and I have sabotaged some of that as well. And you can't do it wrong. I always like to end with that because that gives you permission to fail, and failure is really the only way to success. That's it.
It is true. I love that. Thank you for that message, because I know how fearless you are in the pursuit of your freedom, right? Your freedom to be divine in your perfect sovereignty. And I love watching it. So can you leave us with some focus tips for the Million Mom movement, for our community, and seeing that we're a growing community impacting families specifically, to educate and impact more families? What can you tell us, Choi?
Well, first of all, I just remembered what you were talking about, the glyphosate issue. Dave Murphy of Food Democracy Now! Is a friend of mine, and I told him to get on this call. I don't know if the moderators can see if he's on this call, but he's the guy for that. He wrote that 29-page report. He's working in Washington, D.C. to work with legislature, and he's trying to work with Tom Vilsack. He's worked in D.C. before. He knows that kind of legislative speak. And when I heard you guys say that that's the direction you wanted to go, I want to make that connection with you and Dave Murphy of Food Democracy Now! Because he's working for Kiss the Ground, which is all about regenerative agriculture. So let me make that connection. And I didn't want to forget about that. So focus, Million Mom movement. I mean, what's more important than the food for the children? Because that's the human species that's going to proliferate. And if you look at statistics, the GMOs and the glyphosate, and I encourage everyone to watch my I think it was 2011 or 2012 or something. I was in the federal building for the March Against Monsanto, Millions Against Monsanto. And I gave a big lecture back then. So I've been at this for a very long time. It's like I said in the beginning, emotionally, it's very important that as human beings, we understand where we stand in time and space. And soil is very important. And just watch the movie Kiss the Ground to see how important the soil is and how it's threatened and what we have to wrap our heads around. So right here, we're growing right now. We're focused on growing food because coronavirus, pandemic, lockdown, weirdo-ness. We got horse poop over there with a bunch of other stuff that goes into our soil back here. And then we were eating watermelons out of sand last year because we got this technology to grow our own food, which is what most people are working for anyways. And we're building community gardens. And then we're going to do from there, we're doing, everybody comes over to everybody else's house and helps them work on all their community gardens. And then we're going to grow food and we're going to keep it all sustainable. And so, because food is the most important thing, well, next to water, right? And then shelter. So if we get the community gardens humming, then we can do barn raising, right? The Luddites and the Amish did this stuff back in the day. And I think they still do that. So, because if you need, the 4 human needs are water, food, shelter, and fire. And fire currently is representative of technology, whether it's your car or anything that burns fire, gasoline, or your little electric device here. So we have 4 human needs, and we need to come back to brass tacks, fundamental principles, first principles, as they say in physics. So get back to first principles. And what do we need? And building community around that. All the other political and gender bias and race baiting, that's nonsense. That's nonsense. Don't let them sell you a bill of goods loaded with divide and conquer. Nonsense. We're all one or none. It's all a bunch of nonsense. We need air, water, food, shelter. The air's got to be clean too. So keep your eye on the prize. That's what matters most, not the nonsense that's on the old TV. What matters most is what you love to do. Go do that.
Yes, self-inquiry. Thank you. So thank you so much, Troy, for this message to our community and for being here with us. I know that Stephanie Dawn also wanted to share something with you or ask you something. And it just does definitely segue into our next month's topic, which is gardening, permaculture, sustainability.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, for that.
We're having a permaculture conference May 21st through the 23rd here in Sedona, Arizona, on this land. So here, May 21st through the 23rd.
Okay.
We're having a permaculture conference. There's a big Bedouin tent that goes right up there. It holds 60 people there. We got a sound dome. We do sound healing in there. We do ecstatic dance at night. And then we got ice baths over here too. So come to Sedona for the permaculture conference.
Wow. Thank you. Wow. Amazing addition.
Yeah.
Stephanie, yeah, go ahead, Stephanie. I'd love for
Yeah,
you to jump
I
in.
just wanted to hop on, Troy, and just really acknowledge you for all your success and the incredible leader that you are with Imperium and beyond. If you guys haven't followed Troy on Instagram, find him at Certified Health Nut. I mean, you're a warrior, and I love you, and I thank you so much for coming and being with us today. And I just wanted you to know that we did have Dave Murphy on a couple months ago. So we are connected with him. And for those of you who want to go back and listen to that recording, find our Million Mom Movement YouTube channel. And we had Dave on, I think, in November, ladies, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, Troy, I just appreciate you so much. I love you, and I'm so happy for all your success and your new home in Sedona, and just sending love and blessings to you and your family.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. And you look amazing after that fast.
All right. So
listen, hey, Steph, and if you can do 21 days on water, go do a day on dry. Trust me on that.
Okay. I will look into it. Thank you.
36 hours. Just do that.
Okay. I think I can manage that. Thanks, Troy. I love you.
Thank you for being here, Troy. I love you so much, brother. I can't wait to see you in person, hopefully at a conference, at some great event that we will share together. And
Come to Sedona. We do events every week. Holotropic breath work. Just come to Sedona.
yeah, love it. Thank you for the invitation to the community. So thank you. We're going to pass the mic over for some wrap up about our community events and things that we're leading into for the month ahead. So thanks so much, Troy. Have a blessed rest of your day. Love you. Take it away.
All
Rebecca.
right. Actually, I wanted to be able to give the field the time to ask questions.
Okay.
So, so if you have questions about anything you've heard today, now's a good time. If you have anything you want clarified about the business opportunity, about the food program, about the scholarships or the petition, if you have questions, can we hear more, Troy? I was actually wanting the open field section to be with Troy, so I apologize that didn't happen. But if you have questions, definitely go follow him. Troy could, as you can tell, it's going through his blood. So he can have these conversations 24/7 and does through his social media platform. Follow him. He's on Facebook and Instagram for sure. And we should have had him throw his little handle down into the chat while he was here. But Stephanie mentioned it on Instagram. What did you say that was, Stephanie, to catch up with Troy?
Certified health nut. Yeah, I'll
certified health nut. There, Mike
health
just
nut.
put it down. Thank you for
Cool.
those of you who put
Yeah.
it down. Yeah,
Thank
follow him. His message is radical and passionate and very informative. And you can choose what resonates with you and apply it into your own world. Any questions for anything before we go into some closing conversation and comments? All right, so I want to make sure that all of you know how to connect with the Million Mom Movement, and not just to connect with us through social media for the sake of connecting, but how to optimize connecting with us to get your platform optimized. So I'm gonna mute that microphone there. On Instagram, we are at Million Mom Movement. And if you go to Facebook, we have the Million Mom Movement page that you can like and follow. We have the Million Mom Movement official group page. And I really invite you to get into that group. We're putting more content in there, and it's a great community page where you can ask questions and participate as well. However, there's something you should know. Last year, we created a campaign called #IamTheMillionMomMovement. And if you will type at the bottom of your posts, #IamTheMillionMomMovement, and then tag Million Mom Movement, our social media guru, Nayaba Flory, who's not with us today, she takes those posts and refunnels them through the Million Mom Movement platform and then tags you, does a spotlight on you for those posts. And it's our effort to help you expand your social media platform. We want to empower you to be the influencer you are. You can own your influence at any stage and your business. So please connect with us through social media. And then secondly, the month of March, if you loved the conversation today with Troy about agriculture, farming, gardening, sustainability, how to incorporate your family into day-to-day activities where you can grow your own food, please join us all of March. In the month of March, 5th and 12th, we have experts, some of them even brand partners, but experts in the community of agriculture, small scale, family style, from your counter growing sprouts on your back deck having containers to raised bed gardens and vertical grows. We're going to be exploring a whole spectrum of food production for produce and even animal farming. And this conversation is going to take place over the 5th and the 12th. But on the 19th, we have a super duper special guest. If you haven't already seen the documentary, What's with Wheat, I invite you to do that ASAP. What's with Wheat is a documentary that goes into glyphosate, gluten, the implication of big ag farming on our health, on our world's resources, and on our future. That film's screenwriter and director is Cindy O'Mara. She's also the author of Lab to, I don't want to lie, is it Lab to Table, Lab to Family? I should have known that before I started opening my mouth. I was just going to talk about the film. But she does have 2 books and the film. She's going to be on March 19th. She'll be our special guest that we'll be interviewing. I would love if all of you had the chance to see the film first. So please check out on Amazon Prime, I believe Netflix and YouTube. So Cindy O'Mara, What's with Wheat? What's with wheat? Why have we been able to eat it for millennia and then all of a sudden we have to not eat it? What happened? What changed, right? So she has an excellent expose that she brings with a couple dozen experts of industry, researchers, authors, farmers, and she'll be talking to us on the 19th. And again, on the last Friday, we have a Business Forward Friday. So every month, the last Friday of the month, we bring on a brand partner of excellence, someone who has used the Million Mom movement and the Purium Health Products opportunity to bring something to their own lives and to the community for health and wealth sovereignty. So Fierce Fridays all month long. The third Wednesday of every month, we also have business training for our scholarship recipients, but really you can all attend. This is called the Million Mom Movement Business Power Hour. This month, Carmela will be leading. And I think it's an important opportunity, not just for scholarship recipients, because we really get into some nooks and crannies of the business opportunity and how to express yourself honestly through the business opportunity. So thanks for being with us this hour. Thanks for joining us in March. Big thanks to my colleagues on the council who have created this conversation for today. Thank you, Carmela, for the interview with Troy. And those of you who've been adding to the chat, I appreciate the technical help and support. And Stephanie Dawn, welcome back. It is great to see you and hear you and be with you. And no doubt you have experienced much growth in your absence. It's absolutely evident. For any of you who would like to connect with us, please do so through social media. We're available to you. So if you need support, please join us and contact us so that we can be the best we can for you. Have a great day, everybody. See you next time. Peace.